Alright, Shalom. Like they say, all praises due to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Akakadash.
no one understood the elder apostles, great millstone. Peace and blessings to all the brothers teaching the truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe, underneath the standard and the banner of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Alright, and this is the portion of the GMS Boston 145 camp, and we're here to do a sit down where we're gonna have it at the open forum, you know, talking about the things that we're seeing that's going on the planet, you know, scoffers, whatever anybody, something, you know, bring it out through the spirit, you know what I'm saying? So whoever got something, just let it go, and we just work the end, man, you know?
I got Psalms 82 chapter verse 1. Bring it out.
Go ahead, bro.
It says Psalms 82 verse 1, and it reads, "Keep not thy silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their heads." It says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
Yeah, hey, that's what the elites are trying to do, and you see, hey, you know they're in cahoots because there's a lot of videos on YouTube right now, a lot of different videos that you can find on YouTube, right? And they're hell bent on stopping these channels that starting with the head apostles on down, but sincere brothers and GMS are putting out, even if there's not so-called cussing or whatever the case may be, but they're hell bent on deleting these channels because they know that we're spiritually building up the tabernacles of David, and they want to do everything to do to stop or to divide what's going on. And anybody that study the art of war, you know that communication is one of the main things, and what you want to do to your enemy is you want to cut the line of communication that they have with one another. And through the spirit, we used YouTube as a line of communication for one another. These shows, these sit downs, these lessons, they're modern day epistles. And in an ancient world, you know, it was a epistle, which was a letter that was written in it. You know, a guy get on a horse, you know, drive it to whatever Corinth or Galatia, and that's how that message from that prophet or from that apostle or that disciple would get out. But now we use what? We use the internet, so they're trying to stop it, which proves that we have the truth and that they're hell bent on trying to break up what we started through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
I got this in oh, you had something, bro. Go ahead.
So it's going to bring out Amos chapter 8, verse 11. "Behold, the days come, said the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord."
Now, the scriptures say that the Lord was gonna send a famine, but not of bread, but a famine of hearing the word. All right, so what's taking place is prophecy being fulfilled by them coming attacking all these videos. Now, I did a video, and just not just me, but just I could give my story, brothers to give theirs. I did a video. I think it basically was a rebuke on the so-called black woman. You know, there was some projects, a bunch of men out there fighting, which they were not men, they were little boys. There's no men in the so-called black communities anymore, except the men that's in the truth, but that's a side note. And, you know, I'm going into, you know, there were kids out there crying and just the destabilization of the so-called black community. And that video got flagged, that it got taken down. But when you go on YouTube, you can find videos of teenagers twerking, little kids twerking, fights, messed up language. You can find videos of shootings, of killings. You can find all kinds of videos online that so-called go against the community standards that YouTube set forth. But any video rebuking those behaviors, those videos get shut down, which proves that Esau, he doesn't want our people reproved. He doesn't want our people rebuked. He don't want the attention, the spotlight to be put on the root of the problem so that we could fix ourselves. But they want to profit off of our folly, off of our foolishness. Rick Ross, for an example, all right, he had a sneaker endorsement deal with Reebok. Okay, now he made a song. I think it was "Put Molly." He said, "Put Molly in her drink,"
You didn't even know it.
and she didn't even know it. What Reebok did was they canceled his endorsement. Right? They took his endorsement away. They took his money away. He could no longer represent Reebok because of a line that he said, but that line wasn't according to the agenda. Because when you look at Rick Ross's album, this is a hip hop artist that you're talking about. There's nothing but violence, killing niggas, selling drugs, fucking bitches. There's nothing but lewdness and madness inside of in his records. But once he says something that goes outside, such that speaks to what Esau's doing, or goes outside of what they want, they strip you down, which goes to prove to you that, look, they don't care about us, man. They don't care about the reproving of our people. They'll pay record companies, they'll pay rappers, they'll pay actors millions of dollars to push forth bullshit, but the moment men come up and they stand up to what's going on, they want to be against it. And that's the reason why they're against the truth, because, again, it's going into the tabernacles of David being built up.
I got you on that. That's
Yep.
It's Ezra, the 4th chapter. But you want me to read down to the point? Because the point.
I think you could read one and then go down to the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
It says, Ezra, the 4th chapter. Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord power of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your power as you do, and we do sacrifice unto him.
Now, quick synopsis of what's going on, right?
That's what
The
I'm-
Babylonians destroyed the temple, right? The temple was a meeting place for Jake. It was a place where the Levites did sacrifice. It was where the tithes went, so it was where we held our money. It was where if a war was to break out, it had to go through the temple. So it was our what's it called? It was our
Garrison.
It was a garrison, right? But it was a command center for our whole nation. So when the Babylonians came through, Nebuchadnezzar destroyed the temple, right? And then the Persians gave the decree to rebuild the temple. But the people in the other nations, they knew that, look, once we could get that in Judith as well. Once these people build up this temple, right? They're building up their power structure, and once their power structure was built up in their minds, it meant hell for them, man. It meant hell for them. So they sent letters. They did a petition, man. The first petition was signed thousands of years ago, and that petition was against the building up of that third temple, man. And it's not just the temple, but the building up of us as a nation, man.
That's what I was trying to allude to.
Yep,
You know what I'm
yep.
saying? Because what this brother is saying, this is on the spiritual side rather than the physical. All right. So what's happening now is we're gathering all the bricks together, and how we do that, we reprove our people, man. Okay. But Esau is like, oh nah, you gotta let us be a part of this, and you have to stay attached to our God. You know what I'm saying? Which is, Cesare Borgia, but that power, that fake demon, he doesn't allow reproving. He wants things to get considerably worse and worse and worse, because that means the state of our people will be still in the gutter, man.
Right. Right. There's more on that, right? But just 2nd Ezra 14 and 13. Feel me, Baba Kasha?
2nd Ezra 14 verse 13, and it reads, Now therefore set thine house in order,
Now this is our job. Our job is to set our house in order. Go ahead.
and says, and reprove thy people.
And we have to reprove our people, right? This is an important part of this ministry. And we use the YouTube as a vehicle to push this word, all right, to the four winds of the earth. There may be somebody online right now in North Carolina and California and DC or wherever, anywhere across the world, but this is what we use. This is our line of communication. And our adversary, our enemies, right? And we're going to go back to the Ezra's. Our adversaries want to cut our line of communication. But once everybody gets on board, we can throw the line of communication off. It's called burning the bridge. What you do if you're in retreat if you're a army and you're in retreat, right? What you do is you burn the bridges down because you don't want you're not going to give the enemy access, right, or a leg up on coming to get you. So YouTube is going to be just a tool that's going to be burned down when Yahweh after Yahweh seals his elect. It's going to be no good anyway. All it is a place of folly without the Israelites, a place where to see the black woman twerking, to see men get gunned down, to see police shootings, music videos, which is nothing but witchcraft, which is being destroyed now until this day. This witchcraft has to be destroyed. If this witchcraft isn't destroyed, our people are going to be stuck on dumb forever. And when I say our people, I'm talking about the elect of our people will be stuck on dumb forever. But it wasn't prophesied that our people will be stuck on dumb forever. The Heavenly Father left for a remnant, which is going to come up out of this bullshit, man. That's right. And our adversaries, guess what? They're pissed off about it. These Edomites are having board meetings with expensive tuxedos on getting paid millions of dollars of salaries, beating their heads together, trying to figure out how can we stop this thing. And this is nothing new. The things that are done now are the same things that was done in ancient. Hey, bro, you got to get that. You got to get that back in Second Ezra. But keep reading that. What you got? I mean, not Second Ezra, but Ezra.
Yep. Second Ezra 13 verse 14. It says, "Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble."
Yeah, you know how comforted this word is, man. People they say it all the time, man. You on the highways and byways, and our people are lost. They're groping in noonday. They're looking for some type of light in this world that's filled up with darkness. They're confused. This is Babylon. So do you know how comfort it is for them to come and hear their nationality, to hear that there's somebody, to hear that the so-called, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is actually a so-called black man? You know how comforted this is? Nothing else in this world is to comfort us. Everything is set up in this world to discomfort us, man. To make our people feel uncomfortable. Your school systems, your court systems are totally against us. Your school systems give out miseducation. Your hospitals make people sick. Everything that this government, this world has set up, and the heathens are joined unto our arch enemy, which is Esau, man.
That's right.
White supremacy is them keeping us down, man.
That's right.
All right, so this word is comforting, but they have a problem with our people being comforted, right? But it's fine though, right? Go ahead.
It said, "Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burden of men, put off now the weak nature."
They don't want us to put off that weak nature. They want us to keep a weak nature. They want us to keep a weak nature. Why? Because this temple, get Amos the 9th chapter, but go ahead, Tazi, if you got it.
Yeah, this is I'll go to verse 4.
Read that again, so bro,
Go
they
back,
can understand.
bro.
Yep, one, and then you could go down. Yep.
This is Ezra, the 4th chapter, verse 1. It says, "Now when the adversary of Judah..." And
Now the word adversary means the enemy, which is Satan.
Yeah.
Which is Satan. Go ahead.
"Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captive builded the temples unto the Lord power of Israel," okay, "then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, Let us build with you." And that's synonymous with these goddamn devils coming up to the camp saying, and what does it matter what color he was? And,
let us involve. Yep.
I love Christ. Believe John 3:16. Anybody that believes on JC gets the kingdom of heaven.
John 4:22.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It says, "And said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your power." Okay, as ye do.
Yeah, let us build with you, right? Because we seek your power. Get John chapter 4, verse 22.
This is John 4, verse 22. It says, "Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews."
So we know what we worship, right? So when these guys come up to them, "Oh, we worship Jesus Christ, and we worship your God, and we abide by your books, and we follow your laws," it's all bullshit because they don't know what they worship. They don't know what they're doing. But we know what we know what we're doing. We know who salvation is for. We know who the Lord is coming for. We know who's to put their hands in and who's to have a say in building these up this temple. Go ahead, brother.
"For we seek your power as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Assar, which brought up us up hither."
Now, mind you, when you go into the history of what was going on, this was a collection of multiple different cities, multiple different ambassadors. The men that brought up the letter, it was just the men that were presented. But this was, I'm talking about villages, towns, kingdoms, all of them. All of them collaborated together and said, look, we got to stop this. But go ahead, bro.
But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, Ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord power of Israel.
Now, they had nothing to do in the ancient world. They have nothing to do today, and they have nothing to do when the kingdom of heaven is established. Those 12 gates, all right, with the 12 tribes of the children of Israel are for the children of Israel. A gate is to keep the people outside out and the people inside safe. It's a separation. It's a difference. It's no this. The Lord is the same today. He was the same yesterday. He's going to be the same in the future. He set up his kingdom. He gave his promise. He changes not. He gave his promise to Abraham, passed it on to Isaac, and passed it on to Jacob. And Jacob being the progenitor of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, that's what the promise was given to. That's it. That's it. You guys have nothing to do with the. You ain't coming into the camps. You ain't. It's none of that. You outside. You outside. You can't give us a hand. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing but enjoy your little kingdom and why it's gonna last. And it's not lasting much because there's so much stuff that's happening right now in the world. So much stuff that's happening. This world can't continue on as it is, man. Go ahead, bro.
As King Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded us.
Yep.
Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah.
And this is what they're doing. They're
Right
trying
now.
to weaken our hands,
Yeah.
flagging our shows, bringing our videos down, striking our channels. Right? You're trying to weaken our hand because we're spiritually. Get that in Amos 9.
Go ahead. I got you. This is on Amos 9 verse 11. It says, In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the day of old. You know?
Yeah, so that old thing is going to come back. That ancient way is going to come back. That ancient vibration is going to come back. And that's us casting away the burdens of men and putting off that weak nature. But it's going to come with what? Reproof.
That's right.
But we needed that line of communication, which was YouTube. And Heavenly Father gave it to us. It was prophesied in Psalms. That wire. Somebody give me that.
19?
Yep. Psalms 19. Yeah. YouTube, the internet was prophesied on the scriptures. In the scriptures. Go ahead, bro.
Psalms 19:1. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork.
Yep.
Day unto day utter speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge.
Go ahead.
There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
Yeah, no speech nor language. Well, hey, brothers are speaking German. This word is going out in the German language, the Spanish language,
French.
the French language.
Chinese.
All right, China, all different. Taiwan, all different kind of languages. This word is going out.
Nah, even just to add on too, they have brothers that's deaf that can't speak, but also doing sign language.
Yes, sir.
You know, doing
And it's
shows.
the
So
Holland camp, I
Yep,
believe.
come.
doing
The
the-
Elder Adama. Yep, you want to say?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, and the proof of that, you know, if a brother make a video over here in America,
his name is
we didn't
Thomas?
see a actual video get translated from English into whatever country it's sent into.
And
So
right,
Elder,
right.
Elder Tahar was speaking Japanese.
And that's also that's technology that the scriptures is talking
And
about.
that's what it's going into.
Yep.
All that.
Verse 4. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world, and them have he set a tabernacle for the sun.
Now say it again. That line. Read that again.
Their line is gone out through
Now, what
all
was
the
it?
earth.
What was it at first? It was before it was the internet. It was known as America Online.
That's right.
That line is talking about the World
World
Wide
Wide
Web.
Web. That's right.
All right, go ahead.
Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world.
To the end of the world and all the earth. And what does it say in Matthew?
I got it right
Go ahead,
here.
bro.
It's Matthew
Yeah,
24.
See the spirit, just rolling in the spirit, man. Go ahead, brother.
Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Now read it again for me.
Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the
The
kingdom.
gospel is the good news, right? And what we talking about? We're talking about the kingdom of heaven. This is the the vibration that we're pushing forth,
right.
man. Us being in rulership. Go ahead.
Shall be preached in all the world for a witness
And it's
unto all
being
nations.
preached. It's being preached throughout all the world, man.
That's
And
right.
brothers are witnesses. We're all witnesses. And what are we doing with our mouths? We're testifying, man.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
And then shall the end come.
And then the end's gonna come. And what are we prophesying about? Hey, this is the end.
Hey, if I may add, not to cut you up, this is how we know this is the truth, this gospel, man. Because there's been other philosophies such as Christianity and you know, Catholicism pushed throughout the whole world. There's billions and millions of followers, and the end hasn't come yet. That's how we know this is the holy truth, man.
That's right.
And that's
Right.
why Esau is trying to flag our videos down. It's not flagging Christianity. You know, it's not flagging down any other philosophy. It's this one mainly.
Right.
It's the Hebrew Israelites is the main.
JC lovers.
Yeah, it's the main threat.
Because his gripe, his beef is with the truth, right? Go ahead, bro.
And that's what it says. It says
Can't do nothing for the truth. Or against,
Yep. And the other one that I always
can't do
try
nothing
to
against
quote.
the truth, but for the truth.
What is
Yeah.
it?
Is that, the one that asks if this counsel, this work be of men, will come to naught.
That's it.
And if it be of Yahweh Hashem Messiah, you can overthrow it, man. This truth is of Yahweh Hashem Messiah. The fact that we are
Believe on
able.
me, as the scriptures have said.
Yeah.
So them passing
Come.
out that fake picture of Cesare Borgia, of course we know that's not the truth.
That's right.
So that gospel that they passed around, it wasn't, the end was not going to come through.
Right. Now let's go back to Ezra's Baba Kasha.
Verse 4, then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their
You
purposes.
see, you think Esau done hired little dorks, right? Little tech dweebs, rented out big ass office space buildings, got them all in cubicles, zoned in on GMS, man.
That's right.
Zoned in on watching the channels, on flagging the channels, and looking at the new channels that's popping up, because that's what's happening. Brothers is making new channels, follow me on this channel, and those channels are getting flagged. Old videos are getting flagged. They're going back into the archives to find videos that are getting flagged. They hired counselors to try to frustrate this work, man. Go ahead, bro. Hey, Kanye West. You don't think that's a hired counselor to try to frustrate this work, man? To try to pull people back. Now he's doing services
Sunday
with Joel
services,
Osteen, and they got an album going out. And who's
Jesus
promoting it
came,
and who's pushing it? Always be mindful of anything that Esau pushes, man. He's the devil. He ain't pushing this. He ain't pushing Apostle Tahar. He ain't from the apostles on down. He ain't pushing GMS. He ain't pushing the reproof of our people. He's not pushing that way to the Israelites. And that we need to stop selling drugs and stop being prostitutes and pimps and doing all the bullshit that we doing. Fighting one another and bickering. He ain't pushing this. But he sure will promote some bullshit, because that's what the devil does. Now we on to you. Go ahead, bro.
If I may add too, because our low state is beneficial to Esau. So if our people stay in a low vibration, that's better for Esau, man. Because second Ezra cannot come. Second Ezra was 7, man.
That's right.
You know.
It goes back to that crafty counsel, man, keeping us not knowing from who we are, man. And that's when we don't know who we are, that's how white supremacy still reigns supreme, you know?
I got a precept.
Go ahead with that, but I want to I want to go back to Ezra's.
This is Judith the 5th chapter, 5th chapter 19th verse. It says, but now are they returned unto their power, and are come up from their places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill countries, but it was desolate. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruins, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nations, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them.
Now that's intel, spying, getting information on us. The Babylonians, them dusty ass Edomites, so-called white men, the Moabites, are arch enemies, man. Are arch enemies, and what proves that they fully understand that when we're in good graces with our Heavenly Father, we're an unstoppable nation, man. The best of our people are the best of the best, man.
That's right.
But on the flip side of that, the worst of our people are the grimiest, the slimiest, the worst of the worst, man. And they want to keep us that way. Because the best of our people, military-minded, bright minds, man, physically gifted, spiritually powerful, faith on dumb high. Our people are our people are Israelites, man. We Israel.
Connected to the Most High.
That's the name Israel.
Yasharah.
The Prince of Power. And it's funny how you said that, because the words has vibration. You know what I'm saying? Even when the Lord said he that call upon my name, they shall be saved. He says his name is like a strong tower, and the righteous running into it and is safe. So that name, so it was like, yo, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's cut them off from knowing who they are. You know, cut that biblical cord off. You know, take that breath away from them. So, you know, and leave them dead. And this is what this is the aftermath of us losing our power.
And look at
falling
us.
from the grace.
Yep, and look at us. Look at our people, bro. They said raise it even from the foundation there. And that's gonna bring us right back to Psalms, man. Right back to Psalms, man. Right back to Psalms, bro. Go ahead, bro. Slack it, bro. Yeah.
In verse 6, it says, and in the reign of Asuerus, Artaxerxes,
Yep.
in the beginning of his reign, wrote they unto him an accusation against the inhabitants of Judah and Jerusalem. So they're being the accuser of their brother. You know, just like this brother read in Judah, the 5th chapter.
Yeah,
okay.
Esau was trying to hinder the temple, the work of the temple.
That was East. That was all these nations.
All these
It wasn't
nations.
even just Esau.
Yeah,
all these nations.
You know? I mean, he's doing it. He's doing it today on
And
the
he's,
YouTube.
and he's collaborating with these other nations as well.
Consult it together.
Yeah, because it's not just us. You got all these different Israelite groups that's just slashing these damn heathens to smithereens, man. Oh, Revelation the 11th chapter. These two prophets that tormented these damn heathens, man. It's torment unto them, man.
The northern and southern.
This word is like life, man. It's like really like a what you call it? Resuscitation to our people, man. Because prior to this, it was like we had nothing. But now you're starting to see videos. You're starting to see videos of brothers on the highways cutting up these heathens using the word. We got something a clutch now to just stand on. Go ahead, bro.
But they get in the car like, yo, what these guys doing over there, man? I thought you put them to rest, man. You put them to bed. Why they out there, you know, prophesying, letting you know this is the big agenda. This is where we came together to come put them up, man. But it just showing you, man, like the Lord's word. I mean, His Spirit. This is the work of the Lord. This marvelous work. He's showing that great day. He's gonna do something, man. People who's been counted out, people who's been dead for years and years, and it's been brought back to life. You know what I'm saying? But hey, the word. But what it says in Hebrews 4:12, it's getting to Esau. Hebrews 4:12, it says, "For the words of the Lord is quick and it's powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit, and of joint and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart."
You see a discerner of the thoughts getting into your mind, in your head, Rondo. Getting into your mind, man. Getting into your mind, man. I had to say that. Inside joke. But getting into your mind, man. That make you think about something. That's why Elder Adama said he gonna go home and they think about the shit that we say, man. And it's hard to refute. It's hard to refute, and it eats you up, man. This word is sharp, bro. So don't, and for you brothers and you few sisters that out there watching, don't for a minute think that this word isn't powerful, man. The words that we speak aren't powerful. The words that's inside you isn't powerful. Hitting the highways and byways is not important. It's important.
Very important.
Extremely important.
You know, this is how you're fishing. This is how you're setting up shop.
Yeah,
the Lord said He don't dwell in the temples made by hands. He said go on the highways and byways, bid many to the marriage. That's how we're fishing.
If I may add too, bro, it shows you your faith. Apostle Paul says, "Show me your work. Show me your faith. Show me. Okay, how does it go? I'm so like it, bro. So show me your faith without work, and I show my faith by my work. So the fact that you go out there shows that you have faith in what you believe, you know, what you stand for, man. And that's what the Lord. That's whom the Lord is looking for. Men that has, you know,
make their body a living sacrifice.
Living sacrifice, or ye men that I call. You know, I'm worth paraphrasing. That's the code today. The Lord is looking for men that are willing to sacrifice their life for what they believe in. You know what
So we're building.
That's right.
And Esau is upset.
That's
he's
right.
throwing a temper tantrum. He's crying and he's whining. Right? You still on that? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7, and it says, "In the days of Artaxerxes, wrote Bishlam, Merodach, Tabel, and the rest of the companions unto Artaxerxes, king of Persia, and the writing of the letter was written in the Syrian tongue and interpreted in the Syrian tongue. Rahim, the chancellor, and Shimshai, the scribe, wrote a letter against Jerusalem to Artaxerxes the king in this sort. Then wrote Rahum the chancellor and Shimshai the scribe, and the rest of the companions, the Dananites, the Arphasakites, the Tarphalites, the Arphasites, the Ashuites, the Babylonians, and Susanites, the Dehuites,
Heathens.
and Elamites. All these heathen nations.
Yeah,
right,
fucking heathens.
They had a problem with the nation of Israel getting plugged back into their power.
Power source.
Okay? And the rest of the nations whom the great and noble Anasapah brought over and set in the cities of Samaria, and the rest that are on the side of the river, and at such a time.
Yep.
This is the copy of the letter that they sent unto him, even unto Artaxerxes the king, thy servants on the side the river, and at such a time be it known unto the king that the Jews which come up from thee to us are come on to Jerusalem, building the rebellious and the bad city.
Now, why was it? See, so it was rebellious and it was bad
They
because
was demonizing us
Right.
back then.
right, but and you rightfully so, because if you're a heathen, we're against you.
Yeah.
We're against you. You go left, we go right. You know, we're holy, we're separate, we're true. You guys are liars, you're filthy, you dirty. You're against us, man.
Right.
And we were rebellious because we didn't take part of the things that you guys took part in.
That's right.
It was normal for you guys to eat swine or to eat pig or we wasn't rocking with that. You guys will come together in ancient world. You got at this time you had people that will come together and they'll worship each other's gods for one day out of the year just to show solidarity. You know, there was trade routes amongst these other nations, but just so that they could come together and kumbaya and everybody could get along. And they expected us to do the same thing. But what's in our law? Thou shalt not worship no other God before me.
That's right.
So we're not going to worship no God for 1 year. And what did they how did they look at us? They looked at us like we were crazy because we didn't want to follow after their customs.
Learn not the way
Two
they
shall not
That's
walk
right.
together.
Can
unless
two
they
walk together
except
except
they
they
agree.
agree? Look at the Romans. The Romans had they would work and they would have certain days off throughout the year, but you know they would celebrate you know their emperors, you know Octavius and certain emperors that they would celebrate.
Julius
They'll
Caesar.
probably have like 7 days out of the year in which they call holidays, and they would celebrate and they would take that time off. You had us. We had 1 day out of the whole 1 day out of the week that we would take off. It was our Sabbath day,
right.
and they looked at us like we were lazy, that we were crazy. Like what the hell you niggas need a day off out of the year? But we're separate because that's in our law. Thou shalt honor and worship honor the Sabbath day. But unto them it was a strange thing. We're a strange people unto them. Oh, kings! What did the kings do in the ancient world? They would give their daughter to the next kingdom over. And they would switch and vice versa, and they would intermarry with each other,
Forming an alliance.
form an alliance to secure, to make sure there wouldn't be no wars, to secure trade routes, to have to be allies with each other. Now, what do you think we said when they sent their ambassadors and said, "Oh, give us your daughter, give us the daughters of Israel, so that I can marry and we can have an alliance"? We said, "Hell no! Are you crazy? We're not giving our holy, righteous women to you goddamn heathens." So how did they look at us? They always looked at us with disdain and hatred. And now, since they hid it from us, the Heavenly Father is showing you that it wasn't just a carnal thing of why they hated us, but it was a spiritual reason of why they hate us. Because even when our people didn't know that we were Israelites, they still hated us with straight up hatred, man. Even when we didn't follow the high holy days, we followed your gods. You still hated us, man. You still killed us, man. We wore tuxedos. We fought in your wars, and you still hate us, man. But now we know why. Go ahead, bro.
And two, because they know who we are, man. Yo, this is the biggest mystery, man. They know where the children of Israel, man. It's just that the nation of Israel that don't know that they're the Prince of Power. This is why we're coming here to let you know. They fear us. Because even when you go back in Exodus, right? If I get in chapter 1
Yep, go ahead, bro.
and verse 9, it says, He said unto his people, Behold, the people, the children of Israel, are more and mightier than we. Come, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply and come to pass that when there's a fallout any war, they join also unto our enemy or fight against us, so they get them up out of the land.
Yeah, so you see how there's always a one step ahead that they have on us, or always a plot and a twist that they have on us. It's always a secret council or order or you know, Illuminati or Bilderberg or Rex 84. There's always a plan that they have in our destruction, man. But and there's never a defense mechanism that we have to fight against what they're doing. Right? But until today, man, this is it. This is the last captivity we gotta go. This is the last time you're gonna run through Yasharala, man. The Heavenly Father's raising up men that's gonna do what? That's gonna stand up and they're gonna fight back, man. You ain't gonna just run through us like a cheap whore on a Friday night anymore, man. Where our spirituality is enhanced and heightened to your we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Everything that you do, you notice we're right in front of it. We see it, man. We Euro step right past your bullshit and we right to the basket, right to the goal, which is the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
We've been telling everybody about a famine of the word. Esau was gonna coming down on us. And you can I'll say this to you. Watch, they're gonna try to make Jake the face of human trafficking as well too, man. You watch they're gonna start doing like little stings and shit like that. So people caught up in a human trafficking sting because they want to make Jake the face of that. They want to make Jake the face of terrorism. They want to make Jake the face of homosexuality and all this shit, man. We ain't heard of all this bullshit that Esau is trying to push, man. And that's not to get off top. We're gonna go back, but you know, just you mark my words, man.
Nah,
ahead, bro.
So I can just to add on to that, bro. I just recently seen an article. It says 4 was arrested. It was 2 girls and 2 guys that got caught up in this thing.
What, it Jake?
Yeah. Jake. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. And we know who's behind. Hey, we was talking about this earlier, bro. Yeah, almost how much foot? 75,000 so-called black women are missing. You go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, whatever social media site, and have you seen this person? This person's missing. This person's missing. This shit is getting out of control, man. They kidnapping Jake all left and right, man. Body Augustin in their bodies, selling them. Here you got some Rothschild, all right, with this dude's 90-something years old. He done had 3 goddamn heart transplant, but he got a heart of a little 14-year-old little boy, man, in his old ass body. This guy's a Frankenstein, man. He must be stopped. He must be stopped. This is getting too much.
Right. And going back and showing me the magnitude of the people that we are, man. Because in order for Esau to continue to be in power, or any nation, they have to keep Israel in captivity, man. It's not just we just find servants. It's bigger than that, man. Because it's who we are. Because the Lord chose us to be the holiest and peculiar and special people above everyone else, man. So it goes down. But now when he sees us building the tabernacle of David, coming back to our true heritage, it is something far-fetched. Like, yo, damn. How can my house continue forever if these people are getting up? We know when they in good graces with their power, you know, we can't go against them. This is why he's the brethren of the accuser, because he's sitting here plotting and demising and set up trap for Jake to always go off.
Now what happened? Now when you look at, because you said something beautiful, right? Look at all these kingdoms that had power on earth. They all had 2 things in common. Every last one of these kingdoms had 2 things in common. That was the captivity of the children of Israel, and they possessed the Holy Land of Israel. That's what makes you a superpower. Nothing else. Nothing else. Not your gold, not your army, not your riches. Those 2 things. Egypt had us in captivity. They controlled the land of Israel. The Babylonians had us in captivity. They controlled the land of Israel. The Persians had us in captivity. When they had us in captivity, they ruled the whole earth. The Romans, all right, on to the American Empire to this day, which is Babylon. They have the children of Israel in captivity, and who's their ally in the Middle East? Those goddamn Khazars who run America, which they all it's interchangeable. Right. It's all interchangeable. But that's what makes you a superpower, man. Having the children of Israel in captivity, the greatest people on the planet, taking them down. They know who we are. Hey, in order to tell the truth, you got to know a lie, man. That's why I told you in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter. All right, Lucifer. What does the word Lucifer mean? The light bearer. They hold the light. How do you why you got Isaiah
I
14?
got it, bro.
Go ahead, bro. Read that for me.
Isaiah 14 verse 11, it says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy viol, and the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Now what's the heaven? The heaven is talking about the kingdom. How do you fall from rulership? How you fall? You're not gonna fall from rulership if we're ignorant. You're gonna fall from rulership once we understand. We wake up to who we are. What you gonna do when that mighty army stands up on their feet? Right? What you gonna do?
Even Hitler said it. Hitler said once the secret gets out that you have stolen the jewel of the Lord's eye,
They're gonna take over.
he said that's it.
That's it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when we all on one accord, man? No more bickering, no more fighting. We all underneath orders. What you gonna do?
Right. And they said they went as far as much to say that we're worse than Al Qaeda and white supremacy, man. And we haven't done shit but going out
and the
there
Ku Klux Klan,
and going out there preaching the words, man. But they hate us, man, because they want continue to poison us with them philosophy, with these ideology, and all this. This is all confusion. This is why America's called Babylon, man. It's not a coincidence. You know what I'm saying?
If I may, too, boy, gotta understand the message, right? Because it says in a time of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act, right? So the message behind the message that we're pushing, that's what detrimental to his society. You don't want that. You don't want our people to, like you were saying it. You don't want our people to get right, to be in good stead with Yahweh Hashem Moshiach.
When it's all messed up.
All messed up. You know?
I think he put crack in the neighborhoods, man. Ritalin. He want to put your kids with Ritalin. He want to stick your kids with vaccines.
Vaccine, you know?
Right? As if, when do you care about our kids?
That's right.
When do you care about our health?
No.
You know?
Yeah, but the scripture said it had to be a falling away first, man. But now the son of the perdition is being revealed, man.
So in verse, I'm gonna read verse 12 again. It says, "Be it known unto the king that the Jews which came up from thee to us are come on to Jerusalem, building the rebellious and bad city."
The bad city.
The bad
Yeah,
city.
the bad city. We're going to be bad until you heathens are right.
Right.
We're going to be a bad city. You better believe we're going to be a bad city. As soon as we get those the scepters of rulership and we get the busting you goddamn heathens upside your head, you're going to be a bad city, man. Go ahead, bro.
And have set up the walls thereof and joined the foundations. Be it known now unto the king that if this city be builded and the wall set up again, then will they not pay toll, tribute, and custom, and so they shall damage the revenue of the king.
Who we pay tribute to? We pay tribute to the Levites. That's who we paid our tithes to. We that's us.
It's all in house.
That's us. Everything's in house, man.
In-house.
You come talking about pay some tributes to, get the fuck out of here. We'll shoot you with an arrow from the wall. That's how we got down. Build up the walls to Judah, you sitting outside, rain some arrows down on your ass.
And like you said,
Tribute that.
We won't follow the customs no more.
Yeah.
No, what are you talking about? Put this up, man. Get out of here with that bullshit. Nobody ain't doing that.
And you know how we follow it, because now you talking about Halloween? Come on, man. Jake done got down low, bro.
Right.
So low.
So low, bro.
But it shows you that this is the only alternative that has to be when you're removed from your heritage, man. When the scripture said we was going to just continue, but this is why we are conform to these ways, man, and these philosophy and these customs. Even going back to the Greeks, man. You know, when Antiochus Epiphanes came, he made a decree, made everyone bow down, because that was the plan, man. To make Jake wicked, man. Just to remove you from your ways, man. And from there's a fall. Because the Lord is a man of his words. That's going back to Deuteronomy 28, man. You know what I'm saying? If we would obey and hearken unto his commandments, none of this would have happened, man. But because we didn't, these curses came upon us. So our enemy, the way of the art of war is what? To study your enemy, man.
That's right.
To see how he gets down.
That's right.
You know, plot against him. That's your leverage. That's your advantage. And Esau being a base man, a weak man, what you think he has to do? He has to deceive you, man.
Right.
You know, and deception doesn't work. Now we're starting to see it. He's coming down with what? With the sword. You know, he's demonizing us. He's making the men of the Lord like, as terrorists, as rapists. They're gonna say all the above, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now that's what you do when you attack an enemy. You slander him. You put him on the news.
False
You
propaganda.
false propaganda. You pump out the propaganda that they're bad before you could come in for the kill. Right?
I got a precept. This is Psalms 10 and 7. It says, "His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret place, though he murder the innocent, his eyes are privily set against the poor."
Now, what did we do? What did we do? What did we do? Did we burn churches?
Nothing.
Did we force people to take drugs? Force sterilization? What did we do to you people?
Right. Pump chemtrail.
Yeah, are we pumping
Fucking-
chemtrails? Are we starting world's war? Are we creating
Pushing
thermonuclear
GMOs.
weapons?
Right.
Putting fluoride in the water.
Are we putting fluoride in the water? Look at Flint, Michigan.
Right.
Still to this day.
Are we making the world the wilderness?
Yeah.
Are we incarcerating people?
Right.
You know, it shows you, man. We're not, man. But we
Right, but we're painted as the bad guys, right?
That's right.
you know, how simple can that be, man? How can people not see that, man? To see that, yo, this is the dude that's doing everything. He's the one that's in charge. He's the one that controls everything, and we're just the people who's consuming and buying. How can we be at fault? How can we go to over there in Asia and bring in poppy seed and bring all these drugs and weapons, man?
Right.
You don't own this shit, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But it just shows you how Esau, his agenda is to destroy us, man. That's the number one agenda, is to destroy us, man. That's why the Lord said, if you don't come back, if you don't cut this thing short, ain't gonna be no flesh to be saved.
That's right.
But when you read in Amos, let's get it real quick.
Yep.
It says in Amos 5 and 10, it says they hate him that rebuke in the gate and abhor him that speak uprightly.
And our people right along with that, man.
Mhm.
We
Right?
rebuke them and they hate us. Why you hate us? If the shoe fit, wear it, man. Give me that in Galatians.
Galatians 4:16.
Yep.
Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
So now we made a bunch of enemies just because we tell the truth, man. But they hate, our people hate us for bringing out what Esau's doing more than they hate the people that's doing the things that we're saying, man. And they're doing it unto them. It's not like this Esau just fucking with us.
Right.
Esau's fucking with our whole nation. So really, we speaking out for our whole nation's sake, man.
Back here, bro. This 2 Corinthians 11:14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
And that's what he did. He's the good guy. He's the savior. We dealing with a demon that set the fire on in the front of your house, right? Barricade the front door, set the fire in the front door, come in around the back, kicking the door, save everybody, and take the credit for he's the savior. Oh, he get a gold medal and he just got to save the house. This demon's the one who set the house on fire. See, this is what we dealing with.
Hence Cesare Borgia.
We
Right?
did.
No.
Get your
Hey,
point.
but
Get your
it
point
just
before
showing
you
you
use it.
that Jake, when his brother got shot by that Edomite chick, how he sympathized and I forgive her.
Yep.
Going up in there, giving her a hug and shit.
And what this bitch did, she's, oh, I'm sorry, but this bitch filed for an appeal right away.
Right. Showing you.
Right, filed for appeal, show you that she wasn't sorry. There was no
Right.
remorse in that shit.
Right.
This devil will give you drugs, you know what I mean, and then lock your ass up and paint you as a goddamn drug dealer.
And then legalize the drug.
It did legal and profit out of it like hell, man.
And keep you in jail.
And keep your record. Your record is all messed up until you can't get a job because you got a felony on your record. You're a drug dealer. This is what we dealing with, man.
Even Cesare Borgia, man. They painted him as the savior, but they used that image to destroy our people. Man.
Right. Ain't no so-called white man coming to save none of you niggas, man. Any of you niggas waiting for, you think a white man's gonna save you, you in trouble. Mentally. You're fried. You're cooked.
That goes for you Latin tribes, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, you Latin tribes, you love Cesare. Cesare ain't coming to get you.
That's right. Yeah.
And when the Lord come back, you gonna think that's the Antichrist. You stupid nigga, you stupid spicks are gonna think that's the Antichrist.
Because that's their witchcraft pushing the black so-called black man as a boogeyman or
Yep.
a bad guy. So yeah.
That's why the Lord said, "Bring them hither and slay them before me." And you gonna think you dying for Cesare too, but you gonna die for the Lord. Yahweh Shai, that's his name. All right, that's a side note too.
Yeah. Psalms 94:16 says, "Who will rise up who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?"
The last line of defense, the last line of men. Look at our nation. Even when the guy ain't gay no more, he's just effeminate, man. He got a woman's vibration on him. This is the last line of defense, man.
That's right.
Hey, well, that's why the Lord said, the scripture said, I set forth the apostles last. What y'all think somebody else is going to come after this? Look at this little generation that's coming up. These little kids are mindless, soulless reprobates, man. They're complete demons, man.
Right.
They're complete. They're they're raised off of Facebook status and likes and the way the world. These little kids are demons, man. You think that they gonna rise up for anything?
And the Lord called them strange fruit on the vine. They're strange fruit onto him.
Bro,
they don't know him.
They're having faggots go to schools and libraries and teaching these kids complete madness, man.
Transgenders.
They don't have a shot. This has to be it. We have to beg the Lord to come back. Please, Baba Kasha, come back and deliver us the hell out of here, man. There could be nothing else after this. This has to be the last. This has to be that wicked, adulterous, and murderous generation.
I got you, bro. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 28. For he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness, because the short work will the Lord make upon the earth. And as Isaiah said before, except the Lord of Sabaoth had left us a seed, we had been as Sodom and been like unto Gomorrah.
Right. Except he left us a remnant, which is the elect, we would have just been like Sodom, completely wiped out as a nation, man.
That's right.
Ash and pitch, desolate, a place where it's uninhabitable, man.
Now I got something real quick.
Problem.
Matthew 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
And Elder Adama was talking about it, how it just seemed like just a couple of months ago, where Elder Apostle Tahar was declaring the year of Karagma. But now look, we're midway through November. We got December that's coming up, and then that's it. It's a so-called new year, man. So the time is flying by, man. The time we talking about the foods being you can't put nothing in your body. Only thing you can have is faith in the Lord that He's gonna get you through. All the food is trash, man.
He's fast forwarding this thing, man. And he even told you that better is the end of something than the beginning, man. Because you see, man, how long are we gonna continue to be like this, man? Like the brother said, if he don't do nothing, we all be dead, man. We all be caught up in this bullshit. But it's just showing you that, man, the Lord has to do good on His words. He has to intervene, man. Because we know who the real Savior is. We know who the real hero is. And that's Yahweh Shai, man. Once He comes back, there's salvation, man. We have something to look forward to. We have hope. But until then, man, we gonna continue on reaping the same bullshit. Esau's gonna come down even harder now. He's gonna come down having great wrath because he has but a short time. These prophecies are kicking in, man. You know what I'm saying? As well, the elders and apostles, Great Milson, all the brothers and the brothers that do follow according to the standards are breaking down the stronghold, man. We banging on them, man. This is how you bang on Esau. Going out there and bringing out these words, man.
Right.
You know, the words do everything, man.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, you're right. Because this is our sword and buckler. While we building up this temple, right, and getting all the stones in place and putting up the walls, it's important that just like it had in the count that they didn't put down their sword while they was working. You had men on watch while they was working. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're doing, man. We still building up the kingdom, but we still gotta fight these heathens off, man. Okay, with this word, man. Okay,
and bringing back again who the real prophets, the job of a prophet.
right.
You know, prophesying against kingdoms, nations, against evil, wars, pestilence. You know, that's what it is, man. You know, and Esau hates that. This is why he's doing the things he do. And what it is, it's a spiritual thing. We always say this. We could justify any way why he does this and that. It's a spiritual thing. It's because the Lord chose Jacob, that whom he loved, and Esau, whom he hated, to be those two main characters, man. For Esau's going to be the end of the world, and Jacob's going to be the beginning of it that followed, man. And everyone's playing their roles, man.
That's right.
And the only person that can know what's going on are the prophets. Because the Lord said he'll do nothing but reveal his secrets on the service of the prophet.
Right.
And if you want to inquire the Lord, you have to go see a seer, what is known as a prophet.
Right.
To tell you, yeah, this World War III is going down,
right.
and this is about to go down.
That's
and
right.
eventually Esau's going to get uprooted, but everything's set for a point in time,
That's
man.
right.
You
Declaring the end from the
beginning,
beginning.
right.
That's it. That's all that's taking place here, man. Esau's upset.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
As the prophecy says, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Esau know his time is going down, man, and that's why he's like at his back against the wall, man.
Right,
he's in a desperate matter. He's gonna go out guns blazing,
Right.
Literally,
This
true,
world, hey,
huh?
this world is in chaos, man.
That's right.
You ain't want to be the ruler of this world, man. This world is in chaos, man. Chaos. We don't even have no clue about what's really going on in the world because our view, our lens of it is through Esau's media for the most part, you know. But we don't have no clue. All we know is all throughout the four winds of the earth, the people are in uproar, man. They're in uproar against the people that are in power, and and what they're not telling you is all throughout the world, these little puppet governments that Esau has set up, they're being overthrown, man. They're being overthrown. The world is regurgitating this wicked demonic system that he's tried to set up, man. These coups, these fake puppets that he set up. There's only so much that you can do before everybody say, look, man, this something there needs to be a change. And whether they know carnally, subconsciously, consciously, they don't know. Whether they do know or they don't know, something's got to change, man. We cannot keep living like this. And Esau is petrified, man.
That's right.
He's petrified. The elites are petrified because there's a lot of monkey wrenches being thrown in their game, man.
That's right.
They thought it was going to be smooth sailing into their new world order, but the Most High got a monkey wrench in their game.
That's Job. That's Job.
Yep,
all
before
the
they
way
go
right
eat,
there.
yep.
Yeah, before they go eat, and then terror shall strike him on every side.
Yep.
Every side. And the way that it's striking him on every side is just like you said, bro. You know, these uprising of the people, they're losing grip on all the societies and all the strings that they was pulling.
That's right.
There's no more puppet master,
The
man.
spirit behind everything.
Yeah,
like the holidays is
everything.
losing
It's
it.
crumbling.
This is they're losing
Oh yeah,
everything.
that's another point. The holidays are starting to they don't have that sting no more, man.
Uh-huh.
More every year, more and more people are starting to reject Thanksgiving, man. Thanksgiving from when we first came into the truth up until now, man. We was like pulling teeth. Now it's like, yeah.
And majority was Israelites celebrating it. That's how like Christmas, they get all their money off sales. Israelites were
Well,
ones
this-
participating in it.
This year,
Majority.
I'm happy to see that you Northern Kingdom, y'all are rejecting this shit all the way, man. Y'all want to call it Happy Indigenous Day for the people that got slaughtered by them. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's reversed, man.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
and then you're starting to see Christopher Columbus dwindle off too, man.
Yep. Oh, Columbus. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. People are tired of this
Indigenous
shit.
Day.
man.
Yep. Yep.
People, you know why? Because we broke down that stronghold.
Yeah, that's the
You
spirit,
okay?
right? That's the spirit.
You got it?
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
And 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3, it says, For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, to the pulling down of the stronghold,
That's right.
casting down the imagination and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shai.
So that's what we casting
Right.
down.
right.
The things that goes against the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man.
Right, and if it wasn't for the men of the Lord, well, you think they would stop celebrating?
Right.
But it goes back to Matthew 24 when it says verse 14, it says, "This gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, then shall the end come." So best believe that everyone had heard and seen the video, walked upon a camp, and you know all the camps that we have. You tell me not one time we don't know who the Hebrew Israelites is,
Right.
and the message that we
Right.
putting out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, what they
Go
gonna
ahead.
do? That plays with their money, man.
Mhm.
When Jake stopped celebrating
Yeah.
all these stupid ass holidays, and Esau, he keeps records to a T. He'll let you know exactly how much money
Yearly,
the consumer spent last year,
Last year,
and a
around
year
the same
before
time,
that, and a
yep.
year before that. And guess what? Every year it's going down and down. And what happened in the ancient world?
Same
All
thing.
these people started losing bread.
Right.
All these was it goldsmiths and
Right.
these sellers of all these different gods and
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
They started losing bread to where they started meeting up together like, yo, what's going on? But now it's happening again, man. Y'all are losing bread because why? These strongholds are being pulled down, man. These strongholds are being pulled down. Pork. Now, well, you gotta understand, the more brothers that come into the truth, the less pork
is being
products
bought.
are being
That's right.
are brought and consumed, man.
That's right.
And these numbers are all Esau's. Again, he's an excellent record taker. You work at Stop and Shop or Kroger or whatever, they'll tell you specifically how much sales were lost or gained or whatever the case
What
may
time
be.
of the year?
What
Yeah.
time of the year?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yearly growth.
Yep, for
They
everything.
usually compete for the next year. That's
Yeah.
how they get
It's
their,
that's exactly how they do it.
Yeah.
This year, our goal was we sold this much.
Right.
We expect to do this much, and they know
Gotta
it.
do better
Set the
next year.
bar.
But when you going down, because at the end of the day, it's because of the truth,
And
man.
guess what? That's how the businesses and the companies are getting shut down because they're not making no revenue.
Right.
They're not
It's-
getting no money out of it.
Right.
That's
It's
right.
embarrassing to bring the report.
Because everybody's in the red, though.
Yeah.
Everybody. You know?
Hey man, but what Scripture says? Scripture says, if a house divided against itself,
So,
it should not stand. Even the other nations are fed up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau is greedy. He's a filth. He's unrighteous, man. There's no reasoning with this him, and he's relentless, man. What the Scripture says? Scripture says that the spirit that's in him is not upright, man. So these nations are feeling it. Batting Putin.
The nations are angry.
Angry.
Putin just said, what did he just say? He said, America's losing its power, has no more influence that it wants.
Yeah, he said
Hey,
it's definitely gonna crash.
It's
though.
gonna
It's
crash.
gonna have a
Mhm.
collapse.
right. Russia infiltrated this bitch already, man.
Well,
Russia got America holding impeachment trials. Yeah, on a president. But meanwhile, Russia's getting ready to fucking blast this place. He getting ready to blast. He completely infiltrated the American government, top to bottom,
All the
man.
war, as you were saying earlier, the art of war.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Top to bottom.
And it all started with that last scripture you read. The spirit, the weapons of warfare are not carnal. It all starts from these scriptures, man.
Yep.
And the Lord having His servants, the prophets,
Yep.
prophesying and exposing these evil doers, man, and the workers of iniquities,
this
man.
big ripple effect, which
That's
is the
right.
word, is causing. Hey, we just brought up some stuff, you know what I mean? That I'm sitting here thinking about right now, like damn. Like, damn, man. But it's the spirit of the Lord. We didn't plot this together, write this down. It's the spirit of the Lord that's bringing out this information. We're having an effect on this world, man. All right?
The temple's almost done, man. It's almost done.
That's right.
and this book right here is alive, man.
It's alive.
It's speaking, bro.
It's
You know?
hollering.
It real, and that's what people don't realize, man. That out of all religion, everything, that what book can actually speak? Because you understand these words are whose words? Of Yahweh Shema Shah, because he comes in the volume of the book. It says that the word, eventually became flesh, and he was there. He said, "I'm gonna send you the Comforter." Everything was written for our learning. So this right here is what's informing us, preparing us, building our faith, knowing that what we about to deal with, man. You know what I'm saying? We understand what we signed up for. But it's just showing you again, man, that the scriptures are real. The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, man. And this is the time that we in, man. We bring it to you live and direct,
That's it.
You know?
Hey, that's it. Hey, so with that, man, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of GMS. And salutations to all ye Akim on the highways and byways that's noising this gospel abroad. We tell you brothers to keep pushing to the next show. We say shalom.
Shalom.